Welcome everyone, this is Pineleaf, and today we are back outside of Jerusalem, where we are going to be taking a look at the latest Patrons Coffer offered by Standing Stone Games, the Patrons Coffer of the Gilded Caravan. When you purchase this, you will receive a box to each of your characters that you have under the account, and this box is going to include whatever items you receive based on the tier you bid, because just as any other Patrons Coffer, there are going to be 3 tiers to it. Your basic one, called the simple coffer, then your enhanced coffer, and finally the luxuriant coffer. So I'll be looking at what's in the luxuriant coffer, but we're also going to have a look at which parts of that come in each of the 2 lower ones. In addition, the first character you log into after you make your purchase, or the character you're logged into when you make the purchase, will also receive a box that includes the Mithril Award for their particular tier, plus it'll also include any Virtue XP that would be included in that particular tier. So let's open this one up. And this includes 5 items. One of these is the Luxuriant Wardrobe Cosmetics of the Gilded Caravan. So these are the actual cosmetics portions of it. And the other 4 items are the mounts and the tomes that you have in, actually the bauble and the tome in there. So let's go and have a look at what each of these items are. We will look at the cosmetics a little while afterwards. So first off, at the basic level, you get 100 mithril in your little box and no virtue XP. You'll get the trader prefix to the title, and you will also get a pack, a caravan axe, and the tome of the Caravan Trading Goods Camel. And the tome of the Trading Goods Camel is right here. Let's go and have a look at what's in there. Right over here you go. 1 camel. There you go. All packed with trading goods. So the title is Trader Pineleaf. So this is a prefix, so one of those rare prefix titles that we have. And we also have the pack and the Gilded Axe, which I'm not currently showing. So let's bring these down, since these are obviously from higher tiers. So let's open up the cosmetics in here, since this will have the pack included everything. There will not be a cloak in this one, but instead just a backpack. And let's see, right now I very often hide my backpacks, so let's go over here. There you go. It'll look a lot better in a different outfit than this, because I am currently in the Madam uniform, so it'll be very obvious when I am in the new cosmetics in here. So that's the only... Oh yes, and there's also the ceremonial axe. That's right, that is also part of this. So let's have a look at the ceremonial axe. Let's... Yeah. Well, there I'm holding it right over there, since I'm not currently fighting in there. So this shows me using the ceremonial axe in my hand over here. But since I'm currently not in combat, I'm not showing the weapon that I have. Oh, actually, what if I do that? Oh, showing the axe, of course. The axe is sheathed right over here. So you can see the axe right over here. Now, I'm a warden, so probably not a good idea for me to go around trying to do stuff with an axe, especially with a cosmetic one like quick thrust, 5 to 7 common damage. That's probably not going to be very effective in combat. Let's walk about a bit with our friendly camel here. Problem is that Guess I have to do this backwards. There we go. So let's go and see what the second tier is. For the enhanced coffer of the Gilded Caravan, you will get 250 mithril. There's only 100 in the first tier, 250 for the second tier in that little box, and there will be one 2500 virtue XP elixir in there also. As for the title is The Caravan Guide, along with the trader obviously being the other option on there. And as for the cosmetics you of course get the caravan pack that I have here, the axe that I am wearing, the tome of the trade goods camel, but you'll also get a weapon aura and a caravan market bauble. So let's have a look at those. First off, here is the weapon aura right over here. So let's go and equip that. Let's hope this works. I always have trouble with weapon auras, especially if they're... Yeah, I'll have to see if I can get that to work properly at some point during this, because I have a lot of trouble getting the weapon auras working right the first time, especially if I am doing weird things with my cosmetics in here. The final item at this level is the Gilded Caravan Market Stall Bauble. So let's see what this looks like. Let's bring up the caravan. So here I am now at a caravan stall. So I'm in the middle of the stall. I was wondering what's so unusual. When I first saw this, I was like, what in the world is happening? Why is it on top of me? Of course, because you are actually inside of the stall as if you were selling things. There you go. So, if you ever want to look like a merchant in this game, this is how you can do it. And then when we move, then it disappears. And it does leave these things. This is a polished adamant, okay, and a gold die. Gold die and an adamant. Wait, this thing just give you an infinite number of gold dies? Well, okay, there is a cooldown. That's probably why there's a cooldown on this of, let's see, about, well, there are 8 minutes left, so I presume, oh wait, yeah, bit more than 8 minutes left. So I presume this is a 10-minute cooldown, so that you just can't go spamming on this and have gold dice forever. But, or it could be that you only get this the first time on a particular character or something like that. We'll have to try this out later again to see if this actually does keep on giving me one of these and how long it takes them to remove that little feature from the game afterwards. This then just leaves what's added if you get the Patron's Luxuriant Coffer of the Gilded Caravan. In this case, the title becomes The Lavish. The first one who logs in after you buying it, or more like the person you're logged into when you buy it, it's 500 mithril, which is twice as much as you'd get with the one that's lower down on there. And you will get 6 instead of 5. I mean, 6 instead of 1. 2,500 virtue XPs in there, so that means a total of 15,000 virtue XP. And you get the Patron's Luxuriant Cosmetics Coffer of the Gilded Caravan. This includes a tome of the Caravan Trade Goods Camel, which of course is this thing here. So what you got at the lower level. But you also get these 2 items. This is a Gilded Caravan Camel. And this is the, let's see, this is the Gilded Caravan, let's see, the Gilded Caravan Steed, alright, yeah, the Gilded Caravan Steed. So we have these into here, so if we bring this up into the mounts, and look for Gilded. Here we have the two steeds, the Gilded Caravan Camel and the Gilded Caravan Steed. Let's have a look at the camel first. There you go. So that's this if you prefer riding camel. But if you don't like riding camels, then the steed may be more to your liking. So here we have a horse. In this case, I would say that the horse is toned down relative to the camel. I think this is actually a pretty nice looking horse. I don't like overproduced steeds all that much. I think it's fitting with the caravan camel type setup in here, but I'm glad that this isn't as overdone as the camel is, because I think it works rather nice here. I mean, perhaps maybe the blue area could be a little bit shorter in here, but it echoes what's happening with the camel a little bit. So I think that's a rather nice mount to try in here. Now, we of course also get a large number of items here. We have 5 items in here, and on top of the pack, and the axe and the weapon aura in here. We also get a robe. We get the shoulder guards, the hood, the wrist guards, and the boots. So let me put all these on and see how we look in them. Here we are in the full outfit here. And now let's see how we look on the camel. Well, they definitely go together. Both of us are a bit overdressed for the occasion, I think. This, I guess, is just to show off wealth and the like. I am hoping that the blue color here is helping to maybe reflect enough sunlight to help to cool things off a little bit. I don't know. Now, what about the horse? Alright. Oh, from the back, the gold fits into there a bit. Alright, and the middle of it picks up on the blue. So, I think that's pretty good in there. Now, we still have that little problem with the axe. Now, since I'm a warden, the axe isn't going to be helping all that much. So, I'm going to switch over to another character that maybe has a better chance to show off the axe properly in combat. I am back on my champion. As you see, I'm in the same outfit here. I forgot to note last time, the backpack here seems to be blend very, very well with the rest of the outfit. But what's more important is, when you look at the axe, it is actually showing the weapon aura. Now, it's possible that maybe on my the character wasn't working simply because I needed to log off and log back on. Maybe that's the reason why it wasn't working before, or it could be something about having been on a warden before. But here I am on my champion, and there's a very definite aura. I see this purple glow with gold flakes hovering all around in there. But of course, we want to see how this looks in battle. Now, of course, I'm not exactly in what I would call cosmetics that are associated with battle. I mean, this looks more like a caravan merchant's gear rather than a warrior's gear, but alright. That's the way things go. Okay. Well, that seemed to work. But just in case you are thinking about doing a little bit in combat here, we might as well see how this looks in such things. There you go. A few samples in combat. Extra curiosity, what mount do I currently have up here? Ah, okay, this one. Okay, at least it's something appropriate and in theme with this episode. Now that I am in the full outfit, let's see how I look in the market stall. I don't know why I'm beckoning a market stall, but okay. Maybe I'm beckoning the people that are to come here. Now, it looks like a Shigani ingot and a gold die? What, you mean it changes depending upon... Wait, it's a crafting item? Okay. That's interesting. So another gold die. This time it's a Shigani ingot. Diamonds and gold. Some sort of precious item or something like this, plus a gold die. As I said, it's probably something that's designed to be a little bit thematic in there. I'm just surprised at it because this character did do the market stall once before and did get the items in here, so it did answer a question of whether it was a one-time only use for that particular component or not, but it looks like it's there. It's just that the items could change a little bit here and there. I suspect that between the complexity of that market stall and bringing that in, plus the gifts that you get when you use the market stall, that's the reason why there is no movement style in this particular collection, nor is there a milestone travel skill in there. But we have many of the usual things that you get within it. We have the titles, you got the mithril, we've got a pet here, we've got a couple of mounts, a cosmetic weapon, a new aura that seems to work a lot better on my champion than it does on my warden. So all sorts of things that you have. And if you're interested in it, this is currently the available Patron's Coffer over at the Lotto store. I am back on my warden, and it appears that my spear is showing the proper glow in there, so I will presume that the troubles that I had before in seeing the aura on my warden were just an artifact of a glitch that happens the first time I put something on the warden, but everything now is seem to be fine on here. And yeah, I think that worked. Good. Both sheathed and out, I am able to see it. Well, that's a look at everything that we have with the latest Patron's Coffer. And you could find this out in the Lotto store for until I believe November 24th, 20th. Both wrong. It's through November 23rd. So it'll probably be disappearing in the early morning of November 24th then. Well, that's it for this little preview, and I'll be back for more Lotto content. But until then, this is Pineleaf Needles reminding you to skirmish responsibly.